Well, that was quite the thunder boom. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the next leg in our Kangaroo tour. This is a kind of a special Sunday episode. We're going to be back to Fridays. In fact, I think I'm going to go for the rest of it. I'm going to go 2 a week. Probably Fridays and Sundays. And we'll wrap up the tour in the next 2 weeks or so. We are in Kolkata, India, and then we are flying down to Bangkok. We've got an interesting route, I think, due to some of the political issues that are going on right now. We're avoiding certain countries, but we'll take a look at that when we get into the briefing. So let's hop inside for now, and we'll start getting set up. Alright, we're in the aircraft. First thing I'm going to do is get the fly pad up and running. I'm also using a new checklist today, courtesy of Nick, so if I'm a little bit slower with it, we'll just have to live with that, and that is not what I wanted. And we will put that, there we go, and should be able to pull the flight plan in. There we are. So a little bit of red around us here. We seem to have a little bit of a thunder and lightning show going on. Alright, so let's we'll start the cockpit pre-flight. So parking brake is on. Flaps are up, spoilers are retracted and disarmed, weather radar is off, predictive wind shear is off, engine masters 1 and 2 are off, engine mode selector is normal, thrust levers are at idle, gear is down, and wipers are off on both sides. Alright, so batteries 1 and 2 are on, external power is already on, brake pressure is checked. Cockpit lights. I don't need the dome on, but we will turn up the panels here. So we've been playing a little bit with the shared cockpit stuff. It's coming along. There's still a few issues that we're trying to resolve, and I've been chatting with the author of the mod, so hopefully he'll have that resolved shortly, which would be pretty nice because it is very interesting, a lot of fun. Alright, APU fire test. Test is successful. Crew oxygen is on. Cockpit voice recorder is here. It's tested. Adheres 1, 2, and 3 are up. Exterior lights, nav and logo lights are on. Seatbelt signs are on. Portable devices assigned to auto. Emergency exit lights are armed. Annunciator lights checked. Probe and window heats are on auto. APU is not required at the moment. Aircraft temperatures. It's a hot one out there, so I'm going to turn the temperatures down a little bit. Cam page. Go to our electrics page. And we're we're going to check our batteries. So we're looking for a working and working. Fuel pumps are all off. And fire engine test, engine number 1, engine number 2. Flight directors 1 and 2 are now on. I think everything else is looking good up there. Barrows. So we're gonna come down here and we'll get our weather. So we'll bring in our flight plan. There we go. And we're now gonna head to the weather. And we'll grab the weather. And before I forget, I'm gonna turn this on. I usually do forget, which is really, really annoying. Alright. There's our weather. We'll print that off. Take a look. So VECC weather on the 11th of April, 13:30 Zulu, which is 40 minutes ago. Winds are 260 at 6. Haze. Scattered clouds at 1800. Few clouds at 3000. Cumulus buildup. That's why we're getting that lightning. Scattered at 10,000. 33 degrees. Wow. Top one. And 1010 for the QNH. So I'm going to put the 1010 into the standby. There we go. 1010 is in the standby. And 1010 is set both sides. EFIS, we're in arc mode, tense, and we'll put the constraints on. Now, for our initial climb, and we'll do a proper departure briefing shortly. We have no height restrictions, and our cruise level today is at 350, I believe. 350 is correct. So we're just going to dial in 350. And radios. And we'll set the radios to Unicom. There's no ATC on right now. We are on VATSim, but there's currently no one on at the moment in this area. MCDU data and MCDU setup. So let's go into the MCDU data, and everything is good. We'll go to our initialization. Alright, I'm gonna have to change something here, which I forgot to do. So just give me a minute. That's not what I want. I want options, AOC, sim brief, and I'm gonna have to put mine in because unfortunately I've left Nick's in from when we were doing our testing of the shared cockpit. So VECC and VTBD. Can I pull in information? Or have I just gone and buggered it up for myself? What I am going to do is I'm going to... can I send it from here? No. Yes? No. Okay. So this did not quite work the way I was expecting it to work. Captain Matty, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Well, I'm just going to type in the route manually. So it's QFA 5556 is my call sign. Const index of 25. That is set. So we'll now go to the flight plan. So we're going to be departing VECC on runway 19er right, intersection takeoff, and we are going off on the Syrup let's see which one it is. I believe it is the Syrup to Delta. Yes, to Delta. Syrup to Delta. And we will insert that. That's that point. Then after Syrup, we're going to pull up my sim brief. After Syrup, we're going on the Airway Whiskey 41. And we're going to BBS, which would be a VOR. We're then going to go via Gulf 472. And we're heading to BGO, another VOR. We're then going via G463. To Tared, which is a waypoint. TARED. And from Tared, we're going into the approach, so we'll push that in, and then our arrival is going to be the WEHA 3 Alpha on the ILS for runway 21 right, and I've changed that around so that we don't have a long taxi when we get there. ILS Zulu 21 right, and the approach is the WEHA 3 Alpha. And we will be going in via a rope, which is correct. Alright, so if we come up here and look at the flight plan, we can go into plan mode, kick it out to 40 miles, oops, and we'll take a look. So we're going to be leaving Bangkok. We're going to head initially southwest around and across the Indian Ocean, and then over and down into the approach there for the airport. Now the reason we're doing this, and we'll do the briefing in a second. I just want to get the rest of the flight in. So our transition altitude is 4,000 feet. The flaps 1 takeoff. Our trim setting today is 0. It's going to be a toga takeoff. We're a bit, we could be a bit wet out there, and we're doing an intersection takeoff, so we'll go toga. Let's see if we can get all the passengers loading here.
We're ready to go when you are.
Alright, so everybody's on board. That was rather quick. Turn this off.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I would love to welcome you.
So RadNav set up.
When you find
We don't really need anything there at the moment.
Carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat.
IFR clearance is received. IRSs are now aligned.
If you have any trouble finding a location for your carry-on items, please let a flight attendant know, and we would be happy to assist you.
Flight plan.
The overhead bin is full. After you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers.
So pull up the flight plan
Once
now.
all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well.
So here's the flight plan. We're going to take off out of the airport. We're going to head the southwest leg down this way. And then, as you can see, we're going to come down across the Indian Ocean, make this jog around the bottom of Miramar, and then down into Bangkok. The reason for this is, if you haven't been reading the news, there is a military coup going on here in Miramar. So they're trying to avoid aircraft flying over the most active conflict areas. And there's political issues here, Bangladesh as well. So we are being vectored out of the way to ensure that there's no issues with our flight today, which is fine. It's going to add a little bit to the flight time, but it shouldn't be too bad overall, and it is accounted for in our trip today. So that's the flight plan. EFIS nav aids, constraints are on, everything else is set. Takeoff briefing. Again, we're taking off on runway 19er right. We'll be doing an intersection takeoff from Alpha, and it leaves us pretty close to 8,500 feet, which is more than enough. And we are squawking 7,000 today. All right, since everybody's on board, let's get the APU up and going. So APU master on. Well, I'm sure you can make it before we actually push back their WMKK there. Good to see you. Alright, let's get the APU up and running. Jetway is still attached. Plenty of time. And we should have had the boarding aircraft sounds, but again, playing around last night with it, and I actually put it on instant load, so it just filled the aircraft immediately. So the APU is coming up. Thunder's getting pretty intense out there. We We are flying with Nick again today. He's just had to disconnect from VATSim for a minute. He was sitting over there. There's that thunder. Alright, looks like the APU is now up and running. Oh, sorry to hear that, Nick. That's not good news. Alright, if you bleed on MCDU weights are set, takeoff performance set, V speeds are set. We have V1 of 136, VR of 137, and a V2 of 141. So APU bleeds are on. External power is now disconnected, and the packs are up and running. Everything is good there. So we are ready for push. So we still have no traffic in the area. So we are good. So that's the jetway is leaving. We have our load sheet. Lock the cabin door. No, jetway's still there. Jetway, there it goes. Jetway is pulling back.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 5556 with service to Bangkok. Our flight time will be roughly 2 hours and 50 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for departure and cross-check.
Alright, so Kolkata traffic, Qantas 5556, push and start, gate 12. So I'm going to be pushing to I want tail to my left as we push out. So we'll call them up.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, fly deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brake, please.
Parking brakes released.
Pushing back.
Alright, so doors and windows are locked. Cockpit door is closed and locked. Fuel pumps are coming on. Beacon light is on. Steering pin's been inserted. Transponder to auto. TCAS is on standby, and clock is running. And parking brake has been removed.
You are clear behind and you can start your engine at your discretion.
Alright, so engine mode selector
Ladies
on,
and gentlemen, please direct
and
your
starting
attention
engine
to the
number
front of
1.
the aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light is not on, we suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence. Please take a few moments to now locate one of the several emergency exits on this aircraft. In some cases, you'll need to tighten the straps if necessary and breathe normally. Although the bag does not inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask. If you're traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance, secure your mask on first and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it is safe to remove it. In the event that the pilot decides to take us for a swim, a fashionable life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the arms.
Sorry about that, folks. For some reason, my Streamlabs just turned off on me.
Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on
Push
the
back
red cord
complete.
only
Set
when
parking
entering
brake,
the
please.
aircraft. If your life vest does not inflate automatically,
Parking brake set.
pull into the
Roger.
mouth for manual
Okay, the
inflation.
tow bar is
Each vest
disconnected
is
and the
equipped with a
equipment is
whistle and
clear.
light.
We will see
If
you on the
necessary,
left
your
side
seat
with the
cushion
pin.
can be used as a
Thanks, and you
secondary
can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks, have a good
Please
flight.
secure
See
your
you later.
personal items. Make sure
I
your
am
seatbelt
not
is
sure what
fastened
happened
and
there,
seat backs and trays
but
are in
hopefully
full
it does
upright
not do
position.
that again
We
to
remind you
us.
that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering
Alright,
with,
starting
disabling,
engine
or
number
destroying
2.
the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All
Engine spooling up. Engine 2 is available. Mode selector to normal. APU bleed is off. APU is off. Anti-ice is required. I think we'll be fine today with no anti-ice. Alright, before taxi checklist. Auto brakes to maximum. Spoilers are armed. Flaps to take off. Engine anti-ice not required. Flight controls. Checked. Full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, left rudder, right rudder, neutral. Steering pin has been removed. Pit trim 0.0 up is set. Rudder trim is set. And for some reason steering pin removed is on there twice. Alright, taxi. Taxi light is on. Runway turnoff lights are on. Parking brake is off. And we are good to go. Kolkata traffic, Qantas 5556 taxiing to runway 19er right via Alpha and holding short Alpha. Okay, we'll do our config check. This is good. Come down here to Alpha. We're still on the apron at the moment. As soon as we get onto Alpha, we'll ding the cabin. Make sure everyone is seated. All right, ding the cabin. We got a little little bit of thrust here, get us going. It's looking good, brand new shiny Qantas Airbus. So this is the afternoon of day 3. We are flying here. We did the morning flight this morning when we flew over from Karachi in Pakistan to Kolkata this morning in the scenario we're doing. And the aircraft was serviced, refueled, everyone got off, had a nice lunch. And now we're carrying on with the next leg of the day, which will take us to Bangkok for the evening. Hopefully the weather's decent. There's some storms around. I'm not exactly sure where we're heading after this one. Let me see if I remember, if I typed it in. That's not how you spell that. See if Nightbot's awake. There we go. No, we're going to Singapore. So this is recreating the actual route they used to take back in the 30s and 40s before they had jet airliners and they had to do much shorter legs. Not sure exactly how it was broken down and how many legs they would do. The airplanes were obviously much slower, so they were probably doing one a day. Might take them 10 days to get there, but we are we're doing 2 a day, so for us that's a 5-day trip. All right, so we are here at the hold short point. So before takeoff checklist, cabin crew notified, exterior lights. Let's see, strobe lights are on and landing lights are on. Nose wheel to takeoff. Anti-ice not required, packs are on. TCAS is set above TARA. Weather radar is on. PWS is on. Weather mode is fine. Takeoff. Memo is no blue. Kolkata traffic. Qantas 5556 taking position runway 19 right. Alex, hello. How are you today? Thanks for dropping in. Hope you enjoy the flight today. Once we get up into the cruise, I do have entertainment lined up. So, not to worry. Here on Qantas, we will provide the best in entertainment. Alright, so let's get this thing turned around. And we'll get her lined up on the runway. There we go. So the clock is running. Brakes is required, engines to 40%. Hey, Lerdico, learn code skills. Sorry, for some reason, learn the code came to my mind and I blurted it out. How are you doing today? 40% required. Thrust to Toga. Sure exactly what happened there. It's about a 2.5 hour, 2:45 flight. It's V1 and rotate. It's positive rate. Gear up. Throttle levers to climb. A little bit of nose down for acceleration here. I'll have to nose down a little bit more, down to about 7 degrees. Flaps coming up, and ground spoiler is retracted. We're now in climb thrust. Nose wheel lights off, runway turnoff lights off. Heading into managed mode, and autopilot 1 is on. So we're going to go over and intercept our course again, and we're doing a straight out climb to 35,000. Through transition level, so barrel will go over to standard. Anti-ice not required. EFIS is fine. Weather radar is good. And we're going to continue our climb out here. As mentioned during the briefing, we are heading southeast first. Part of the planning to keep us out of the conflict area around Myanmar and Bangladesh. Hi Nick. What did you have to reinstall? Not the sim, I hope. Are you going to, Nick? Are you going to rejoin us? Given the leg I'm doing here off the start, you could probably cut some of that off. It was?
10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices.
Oh.
There's also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galley or near the lavatory.
Not sure how that got knocked off.
Onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi,
But good spot there, Magic Norm. Thank you.
We do offer complimentary.
Oh, just fly-by-wire. Okay.
Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information.
So we're through 10,000 feet, so landing lights will come off. Wing lights are off. Oop. And seatbelt sign That's not, is that? Yeah, that is the seatbelt sign. And portable devices can come off. They can get on the Wi-Fi and do all their business stuff they want to do. So we're almost up to 290 knots, continuing our climb. You see the Indian Ocean ahead of us. Yeah, I didn't know. My last update on the experimental version was yesterday. So I don't know if Nick updated this morning. He might have got that issue. All right. So now that the fly-by-wire aircraft is separate from the Asobo A320, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the update that's due next week, which is apparently the big France and Luxembourg, Belgium, and Netherlands graphical update, as well as I'm assuming they're going to be doing a SIM update as well. And I know in the past it's broken everything. We've had to wait for the fly-by-wire guys to fix it. So it'll be good to see if, because it's now a separate aircraft, if it leaves it alone and everything works fine. That would be fantastic. Throttle was stuck in reverse. Well, yeah, Nick was saying he was having issues with throttles, flaps, and spoilers, so I'm not sure if that was part of that or not. We're heading around. I've got an expected arrival of 2 hours and 53 minutes according to PAX, so we'll see how that does. Two and a half hours according to the overhead display, so we'll see how that works out for us. Yeah, so there you go. So it looks like there was something broken for a couple hours, and unfortunately, Nick, it looks like you just happened to update when that broken version was there. So the weather's not bad. We had ominous thunder and stuff at the airport, but it certainly has cleared up as we head out. Seeing the coast of India here. Is that the EFB with the Navigraph implemented into it? Yeah, that'll be good. Especially for those who don't have the ability to run second monitors and stuff like that. It'll at least keep the charts where you can see them. Very good. So we're going to head out over the water here for a while. And then we make a cut back in, land, and then we will turn almost about 120 degrees and we head towards out over the Indian Ocean. So as I kind of mentioned earlier, when I was, I found that I had Nick's flight plan in here instead of mine. We've been playing with the shared cockpit stuff, and it's pretty interesting. There's a couple issues that that we've discovered, and I've brought up with the author. So he's working on it. But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun, and we got some plans for it. There's a new feature in the chat. I'm gonna test it now, see how it works. Just gotta remember the exact phrasing of it. So if we go weather, I'm not sure if this is going to work or not, but oops. Well, I'm sure it would help if I spelt it right. Well, I found it. Ah, interesting. Let's see how accurate that weather is. Winds at 0, 25 degrees. That's pretty close. This is where we just left. I think I've got one of the first Casper the Friendly Ghosts, and I can't remember if it's a Popeye or not. And for the movie, let's see, the movie is Assignment Outer Space. So take from that what you will. It's an outer space 1950s B movie. So we have 5,000 feet to go, and then we're in the cruise. We'll start off with a cartoon, and then we will switch to the movie. I got a couple movies lined up if we need them. We'll see how it goes. Of course, if ATC comes up and I have to cut it short, we'll see what happens. At the moment, there doesn't seem to be any ATC up at Bangkok, but our luck has been that always changes, and you end up with ATC showing up as you're on approach. So once we're up at 35,000 feet, I will activate the in-flight entertainment. I will go off mic and be in the chat until it's time for our briefings for descent and arrival. And I hope you were all having a good day today. It's gray and rainy out here today. It's beautiful yesterday, and temperatures are cooler today with pretty steady light rain and misty. I think that's supposed to last at least through tomorrow. Good day to go fly somewhere. Dialed around. What are we up to? 32,500. Is it Italian? Yeah. Well, it'll be like watching those Clint Eastwood westerns by Sergio Marconi, where everyone but the main American actors are speaking in Spanish and they have to overdub them. Well, there's 33,000 feet, so... Am I from Canada? Yeah, I am. Let's head to the back here. I'm going to bring up our map and see where we're going. So... enjoy. I'll be in the chat, and we'll talk to you again in a couple hours when we're ready to descend into Bangkok.
regarding our in-flight service. We will be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look at the feedback for our list of complimentary and premium drinks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. Please note that we only accept credit cards.
What's the daisy?
Why, that double-crossing fast snatcher.
some people who believe in ghosts, and there are some people who don't. If you're the believe in ghosts kind, then this story is about one. And if you're the don't believe in ghosts kind, Well, just for fun, this story is about one anyway. His name was Casper, and he was surely the most unusual ghost there ever was, or wasn't, depending on how you feel about it. Every night, stroke of 12, his brothers and sisters scampered out joyously to frighten the folk of the neighborhood. Not Casper. He'd rather stay home and not frighten people, which goes to show how unusual he really was.
Wake up, Casper! Time to scare people!
Casper just doesn't like to scare people. Guess it sounds sort of silly, but, well, he'd just rather make friends with them. For ages, and Casper just couldn't stand it any longer. So, Casper decided to leave home, to seek new environments where he might forget he's a ghost and make friends with the world.
Good morning, friends.
wanna play with me?
Mother, meet our new friend, Casper. Hello.
Somebody, get that ghost out of here. Don't you come near us. Go on home. You go on where you belong. Tell your mother I've come for payment of the mortgage. A ghost! The house is haunted. Keep the mortgage. I'll never see nothing but a scary old ghost without any friends.
So, if you're the believe in ghost stories kind, this is what happened. And if you're the don't believe in ghost stories kind, well, this is what happened anyway.
Playback of a radio-taped report of an exclusive feature story for the Planetary Chronicle of New York.
Ray Peterson reporting. Dateline, December 17th, year 2116. Spaceship Bravo Zulu 88. Destiny, Galaxy M12. Assignment, outer space. The editor of my paper assigned me to cover a routine check of infraradiation flux on Galaxy M12. The crew members, in order to overcome the earthly gravity, have been subjected to a state of hibernation. That is, the human body had put through a congealing process simulating an apparent death. At a preset time, under the impulses of an electric brain, the heart resumes its normal beat. The lungs begin their regular functioning. The blood flowing evenly again. In short, man is reacquiring his earthly faculties. To counteract the state of weightlessness caused by lack of gravitation, special magnetic boots are provided to control the balance of space travelers. While the crew and I were still in a state of hibernation, the engineer-pilot, Al, reported our approach to international satellite Zulu Extra 34.
Bravo Zulu 88 calling Zulu Extra 34. Bravo Zulu 88 calling Zulu Extra 34. Over.
Zulu Extra 34 to Bravo Zulu 88. Go ahead.
Contact established. Hibernation period finished. Over.
Is that you, Al?
Hi, Richard.
Any news to relay?
The usual nausea when awakening, my boy. Bravo Zulu 88 has entered orbit of your satellite. Bravo Zulu 88 closing electronic brain. Over.
Roger. Everything's in your hands again, Al.
Thanks for nothing, pal. Hey, we got cargo aboard.
We've already been informed. Reporter, eh? You wake up yet?
No, not yet. I haven't brought him his coffee. Bravo Zulu 88 requesting your position.
Coordinate Pi 21, over.
Okay. I'll send you the reporter as soon as possible. Bravo Zulu 88 closing. Hello, Archie. How you feeling?
Man, this time I had a dream.
You had a dream? What about?
I dreamt I was sleeping.
Take over the controls while I wake up the baby.
Al, is it true when we took off you sang him a lullaby?
That's right. Just call me Space Wenders.
Next time, why don't you just bring a cow along?
Yeah, a pacifier would do.
Bravo Zulu 88 calling Extra 34. Over.
Go ahead, Bravo Zulu 88.
State of hibernation is an eerie sensation. I didn't know who or where I was until I heard Al's voice.
Hi there, spaceman.
Hello. This was not my first space flight. Previous assignments for my newspaper had sent me to the moon many times, but never into the vast reaches of deep space. I feared that 10 days in a cramped ship with a crew of 7 men who would resent a reporter's questions and lack of usefulness might make me an unpopular passenger.
The coffin was much too small. Couldn't you have found me a bigger one to sleep in?
We didn't have one, Leech.
Why do you call me that?
No offense, kid. It just means that here you're a parasite.
Where are we now?
Outside.
Outside what?
Outside everything. Breakfast is served.
Bravo Zulu 88, you're directly in line with us.
We'll send you that reporter as soon as possible. Hey, Al, they're asking for the boy.
Hey, Al! Al, what's happening? We're off to a bad start.
Calm down, my boy. You'll get along fine. Just control your nerves. There. From now on, you'll be able to hear my instructions. Just remember to regulate your volume now. Hey! You're forgetting the tools of your trade. What's the matter, Sonny?
Cut it out, Al.
Are you scared, son?
Stop treating me like a greenhorn.
But that's what you are, my boy.
I took the accelerated course before I started on this trip.
It probably was too quick. I'm not going to take all the air out of the decompression chamber. You'll have an easier exit. I'll give you a count from 20 to 1. Out you go.
I know what to do.
Son, you don't know anything yet.
Don't touch the metal frame around the hatch. Minus 20. Why? Can you see me?
No. But the first time out, they all behaved the same way. Minus 15.
India Zulu 4-1. You ready? 5, 4... Wait a second. 2, 1. Out you go!
Al was absolutely right. I was scared. The artificial satellite is like an island in the sky. In order not to disturb its calculated orbital chart, we lined up 2,000 feet parallel to it. The only way to get there was to float through the terrifying void between us.
Keep talking, Al.
What do you want to hear? Fairy tale?
Explain to me what's going on.
That's something you'll have to find out for yourself. You're still afraid?
Yes.
Of what?
I don't know. You're still there? Say something. A chilly sense of emptiness. You understand me, Al?
Sure, I understand. Every baptism has its mystery, even out here in space.
I've never felt so lonely. Hey, Al. Maybe if I try to turn around. I did it! Al! I'm turning! Learn how to...
India Zulu 4-1, get back to normal position. You're at the end of your trip.
Once aboard Zulu Extra 3-4, I passed through the decompression chamber. I now regained my normal weight because the gravitational area was similar to our Earth's. The reason for this being all space stations rotate around a central axis. In the ship's cabin, I was met by King 116, the doctor in charge of all crew members' physical and mental health.
Take off your spacesuit and report to the commander. He's waiting for you. Hey, what kind of a guy is our reporter? He still smells earthy. Special Correspondent Ray Peterson, reporting to the commander.
I've heard you're rather famous on Earth.
Well, I see my fame has reached the stars.
But let me give you a bit of advice. Here among the stars, it is better not to be quite so cocky. You are only here to do a job.
Don't worry, that's all I intend to do.
On condition that you don't interfere with ours. You've arrived here at a critical moment.
So much the better. Peace and tranquility don't have any news value.
Sullivan.
Yes, sir?
How long would it take to reinstall the terminal stages to the spaceship that arrived from Earth just now?
That all depends, sir. We only have 2 mechanics on board.
Cancel all rest periods. The ship must be ready as soon as possible. I must go to base 12 on Mars.
Yes, sir.
You talk about Mars as if it were just down the street.
There are no streets here. I firmly oppose your unwelcome visit.
Are you trying to flatter me?
The High Command refused to listen to me. It's apparent that you have quite a pull there.
Not me, but my organization has.
Don't forget, Peterson, that everything you put on your tape recorder will have to be sent by me before it's sent back to Earth. Here, everything is regulated by machines. You'll find that things are very different here. You may go now. Later on, you'll be shown to your quarters.
Working crew's ready, sir? Any changes?
No, Sullivan.
Where's everybody going? For a picnic?
The working crew's leaving on a space detail.
What if I wanted to go along? To get some air?
You'd have to go and ask the commander for authorization.
Is it necessary?
Absolutely necessary.
Okay.
Hoping this special detail might make a good story, I went outside, without permission, to observe and photograph it. This special detail was a refueling operation. One of the most dangerous and delicate operations in spaceflight. The engineers carried an enormous tube from the space station and carefully attached it to a rear valve on our ship. Thousands of gallons of precious neohydrazine were being pumped into our fuel tanks in order for us to go on to Mars.
Look out! The meteorite!
Suddenly, I saw a fiery ball racing toward the cosmonaut next to me. Instinctively, I pushed him out of the way. But the subsequent reaction caused me to bounce against the connection of the fuel valve, disconnecting it and letting the irreplaceable neohydrazine escape.
Close the fuel valve! Lost. 500 gallons of hydrazine. Lost.
I'm sorry.
Furthermore, you went without my permission.
I said I'm sorry, even though I saved a man's life.
You didn't come here to be a hero. The damage you have just caused is much more serious than the mere loss of a life.
Evidently, Commander, my way of thinking must seem prehistoric to you. I thought nothing was worse than the loss of a human being. But then I only saved a number, Yankee 13. I didn't even see his face. Maybe he hasn't got one.
I knew that you were going to give me trouble.
I see you're a psychologist, too.
Now look here, Peterson, let's get this straight. From now on, you must ask permission for everything you do. And you won't ask me for it.
That's an improvement.
You'll have to ask my second in command. And I'm afraid you'll find that he's tougher than I am. You may go now. You may go.
First, Commander, tell me one thing. Why do you deny me the honor of talking to you?
I'm leaving, Peterson.
Ready. I'm King 116.
Pardon me for not having called you by name. Allow me. India Zulu 41.
What do you want?
I'm looking for someone. Excuse me, I'm looking for a number. Yankee 13. He was injured. He should be around here somewhere.
Just dismissed. It was nothing but simple shock. Have a look in the biochemical lab.
Please excuse my curiosity, Mr. King 116. May I come in? Hey, spaceman.
Are you addressing me?
Yes, but you're a...
Go on.
You're a girl. And you're selling flowers, too.
There are no flowers here. These are diaspora.
Even with a name like that, they're flowers.
They serve the purpose of changing hydrogen into breathable oxygen and are as necessary here as the air is on Earth.
But I still say they're flowers.
If you like.
Do you sell them?
I'm afraid not.
But maybe we can make a deal.
What do you mean?
Oh, you see, you won't have to send them anywhere. I'll pay for them, but then I'll leave them here for you. Do you work in this section?
Sometimes. But I'm really a navigator. When I'm not working with the astro compass, I like to substitute for the section chemist. But tell me, why do you want to offer them to me?
Oh, no particular reason. Just to celebrate the second smiling face I run into. Al's was the first. Now I find you. Speaking of you, what's your name? I don't mean your numbers, serials, codes, but just your name.
Lucy.
Lucy.
Do you like it?
It's not bad. My uncle had a mascot with that name. It was quite cute. I liked it very much. It was a monkey.
Thank you.
Oh, really? She was very cute. I meant it as a compliment.
Very flattering, Mr. Peterson.
Do you know my name, too?
Of course. I've already heard about you from George. You know, the commander.
My old friend. But doesn't the commander have a number, like everybody else?
Not for me. And now, if you'll forgive me, I've got work to do.
Yankee 13.
I forgot. Thank you, Ray. I really mean thanks.
Following the order from the commander, Al came over to our ship to pilot a space taxi from which I could photograph a passage of asteroids.
India Zulu 4-1, we just made it. I bet you this was the most interesting action shot of your career.
Yeah, shooting these rocks is sure something.
They're not rocks, my son. They're asteroids. Each of them 1,700 feet in diameter.
The commander bawled me out for the loss of 500 gallons of hydrazine when I saved a life. And the girls, too.
Ah, so you have a weakness for the weaker sex.
And she doesn't even call him sir, just George.
By all the rings around Saturn, they were right when they called you a meddler. He's ashamed of that. Hold tight now, I'm gonna make a sharp turn.
Who is ashamed?
George.
You understand him. Is it true that George is leaving?
Yes.
And Lucy, will she go with him?
I'm sorry for you, but that's exactly what she'll do. Something very serious is going on, and all you can talk about is this nonsense. We're leaving for Mars.
We? You two, Al?
Yes.
Can't you tell me more about it?
Top secret.
Zulu Extra 3-4 to Space Taxi Bravo 9-1. Hurry back to base. Over.
Roger from Bravo 9-1.
Al, can I radio my Earth base?
Sure. You think you're still living back in the 21st century?
Thanks.
You better lower your head now. We're moving back into the satellite.
I wanted to join this Mars expedition. Only an order from the High Command on Earth could persuade the commander to take me with him.
I don't understand. What's making the pilot so late?
He promised to join us immediately, sir.
Al's really a strange type.
He's the best there is.
I'm sorry to be late, sir.
We've been waiting for you. The situation has become worse. We've got to leave immediately.
Then you haven't been able to contact Alpha 2?
No. Alpha 2 does not answer.
We think the pilot may be dead.
This could mean the end.
That's what I'm afraid of.
India Zulu 4-1 wishes to speak with you, sir.
Let him talk to the second in command. You take care of him, Sullivan.
He refuses to do so. He says he has a very urgent communication for you.
Send him in. That's all we needed. This inquisitive, interfering meddler.
He's a pretty nice guy.
Do you think so? This is absurd.
Commander, you are insulting the High Command.
Absolutely against all regulations.
Any more criticisms?
Yes.
So have I, but I keep them to myself.
Gentlemen, prepare to leave. Yankee 1-3. One moment, please.
Yes? What is it, George?
That man Peterson has persuaded the High Command to let him come with us. It's an order.
Aren't you exaggerating?
I can't increase the crew.
Can't you do without the radio operator? We'll get along just as well.
No. I prefer to do without you.
Me?
I would not want my choice influenced by opinions that are not objective. Anyway, I think I could get along better without a navigator than without a radio operator.
If I weren't the navigator, then would you give up taking one with you?
Perhaps not.
You see, you're not being objective. Besides, I don't want to be left behind, George. It's not that I pretend to be of more value than the High Command is, but I'm not of less value either.
You aren't giving me an order, are you?
No, I'm just begging you. I understand you, George. I know that you always try to be worthy of your position, but you'd be better off if for once you tried...
What?
To be worthy of yourself. I'm sorry, George.
Lucy's plea to the commander was effective. When we left the artificial satellite and returned to our spaceship, Bravo Zulu 88, Lucy was aboard and set our course for Mars.
Is the nose still turned up?
The nose of a spaceship is always up, even when landing.
He's not referring to the spaceship, Al. He's talking about me.
My congratulations, Commander.
Listen, Peterson, remember you're extraneous here, so please keep to your place.
What place? I don't even have a chair to sit on.
Look, there are 2 cots in there that you can use when we haven't a chance to rest.
Oh, while the rest of you are working, I'm supposed to sleep.
There are times when all children should go to bed.
Yeah. Listen, Ever since we came on this trip, you've all done your very best to make me feel like an outsider.
My congratulations, Peterson. What the devil is going on?
I don't know, sir. Looks like it might be a magnetic storm. Impossible. Listen to the waveform, sir. Look, Captain.
Give me its position.
Coordinate 113. Inertial position of object 512.
Try to establish contact. It looks like a moonship.
Bravo Zulu 88. Bravo Zulu 88 to unidentified object. Over. They're asking for help, sir.
Switch to voice circuit.
Metro Sierra 13. Metro Sierra 13 to Bravo Zulu 88. Over.
Bravo Zulu 88 to Metro Sierra 13. Go ahead. Over.
Tanks are exploded. Engines have failed. We are out of control and being attracted to Mars. Over.
Try to get back into the orbit around Mars. We'll attempt rescue. What caused the explosion? Over.
Impossible to say. A sudden rush of hot air overpowered us. The instruments have gone crazy. The tanks have exploded. The structure's melted in several places.
What about the crew?
3 of us left, sir. 1 dead. Engineer.
Put on your spacesuits and stand by for immediate bailout as soon as you enter orbit. Radio out. Disconnect the voice circuit. Do you think they'll make it?
That's what I'm checking now.
Are you thinking the same thing I am, Al?
They can't make it.
Why not?
No. We won't be able to make it. One of Mars' satellites is crossing our path.
Driving engines again.
David. 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 Don't. Don't, David. It's suicide. Don't jump.
I don't feel like ending my days in a trap.
David, don't.
What are you doing? Can you make it?
Oh. I'm climbing. One of my engines had started. I'm climbing. Getting lighter. I can make it. I'm getting lighter. I can make it.
Stop the engines and get ready for a vertical landing. We will fly above Phobos. Now. Engines at 7 gammas. Now. Engines at 8 gammas. Look there to the right. Perhaps. Engines at 11 gammas.
Gyros unlocked. Move into vertical position.
Engines at 12 gammas.
What's going on?
We're going down.
Right. But it's insane. With those tanks full of fuel, we're like a bomb.
Landing area
16 gallons. Engines at 16 gallons. Engines at full RPM.
Nine degrees to starboard. One more and we would have remained here forever.
He's still alive. Let's hurry up.
Captain, we're coming in. Lucy, keep the gyros working. As soon as they're inside, we'll get out of here. You stay here and look after it. I'll take care of the engines. Gyros, unlock.
Roger.
How is it?
Bad. I think you hold out till we get to Mars. We're almost there anyway, aren't we?
No.
What do you mean, no?
We've changed course. We're now heading for Venus.
You're what?
A direct order from the High Command.
And you accepted it? Do you realize, Commander, there's a dying man in there?
I don't have to account to you for my actions.
Look, Captain. I'm picking up an area of intense heat. It's almost as hot as the photonic field of the sun itself.
Turn on the safety system.
I think you should tell him, sir. It's no longer top secret.
Alpha 2, propelled by photonic energy, is now without a pilot. She is floating in space and is only controlled by the electronic brain. The photonic heat, which our radar has picked up, has the power of destruction and death. Alpha 2 has re-entered the solar system. During the sun's next revolution, she will start to orbit around the Earth and will destroy it completely, burning everything and eliminating all forms of life.
Have we any hope of stopping her?
That's why we're going to Venus. It's the nearest point to the elliptical path of Alpha 2. We have but one chance in a million.
Our world was in danger, about to be destroyed. Perhaps in a few days, maybe in a few hours. It was up to us, a handful of cosmonauts from Earth, millions of miles away, to try and save humanity.
Lucy. You're crying.
Those dark spots. Those continents.
And there are the oceans and the trees.
You can't see them.
In my mind, I can. I'd like to run down a road that's lined with pine trees.
Would you?
Yes, and feel just once again the excitement of speed.
But we're already running at 90,000 miles an hour.
And we're standing still.
That's nothing but an illusion.
Do you know what day it is?
Don't you know that in space we don't count the days?
No, but do you know what date it is?
It's the 359th of rotation around the sun.
That's just part of it. It's Christmas, Lucy.
Started to land at the interplanetary base on Venus, the largest, best-equipped base, closest to Alpha 2. From there, Alpha 2 could be intercepted, and we hoped destroyed, by the remote-controlled atomic missiles.
Hey, Archie. Is that the base?
Yes, right under the protective dome. There's too much hydrogen in Venus's atmosphere.
From here, it looks like the glass dome of a temple.
You don't need a respirator inside.
What about those plugs? Are they purifying filters?
Hey, that accelerated course is showing results, isn't it?
Tell me, why is it that when he wants to protect himself, he hides himself under a dome?
Put on your helmet, kid. I'm going to take you on a quick tour of Venus, only this time it won't be for sightseeing.
Emergency action was taken immediately by firing an atomic missile at Alpha 2 in an attempt to destroy this deadly mechanical monster.
8,500. 8,000 miles. 7,500. 7,000 miles. 6,500. 6,000 miles. 5,800. 5,500. 5,200. 5,000 miles.
Hold on. Disintegrated.
Exactly at 5,000 miles. We'll have a chance to hit her only if the electronic brain which propels her has gone out of control. You see, the two photonic generators, which are moving gyroscopically at each end of the spaceship, are creating around Alpha 2 an invisible sphere of heat, which radiates up to 5,000 miles. We've just had the proof of it.
It's indestructible.
So one of man's dreams has finally come true. An indestructible destroyer.
Unless we have a sudden change in the next solar system revolution, Alpha 2 will start orbiting around the Earth at only 3,500 miles from it.
That means 1,500 miles within the safety limit. In a few days, maybe a few hours, our planet will become a mass of boiling mud, as it was soon after its formation.
We mustn't give up hope. Something might stop it in time.
Maybe a miracle.
And while we're waiting here for your miracle, I would suggest that we immediately put into operation all the means at our disposal.
They've already prepared to fire missiles from the other hemisphere. Meanwhile, why don't you order your men to reach the audio stations on the beach?
You stand by electronic telescope number 7.
6,800. 5,700. 5,200. 5,000. 4,500. 4,000. 3,700. 2,900. 2,400. 2,200.
I don't understand.
With your permission, sir, I have an explanation.
What is it?
I think I've found the answer.
Tell it to us.
I'm sure that due to some technical error, that spaceship is vulnerable. The two photonic deflectors at both
probability,
two semispheres separated in their fields by a channel.
You mean like a halved orange?
A perfect example, my son.
That's why a missile has gone through. According to you, it was the only one fired exactly into the center of the channel.
But why did the last one disintegrate at 2,200 miles?
Because of some imperceptible deviation.
Perhaps it was attracted by one of the photonic fields. launch is right, Al. There's still a chance.
What chance?
We'd have to fire on a straight line from another spaceship traveling alongside Alpha 2 at the same rate of speed.
I think I've earned the right to try, sir.
Why the right?
Because if my hunch turns out to be correct, I'd like to be the one to receive the credit.
And if it's wrong, you want to be the one to risk it.
There's an old atomic spaceship here, sir. I'll use its remote-controlled missiles. May I go ahead, sir?
Yes. And I hope you'll manage to save humanity. We'll take off and follow you as close as possible now. All of us. As if we were right there with you. All of us.
Hey, Ray. Now you have a chance to do a real exclusive. It'll be a universal scoop.
Let's just make it a world scoop.
We're out of it now. You did very well, Peterson. It's not everybody that can stand 16 gammas.
Considering the fact that I'm a parasite.
Tango Sierra 1-3, Tango Sierra 1-3 to Bravo Zulu 8-8, over.
Piloting the old atomic spaceship Tango Sierra 1-3 flew alongside us. Both spaceships shut off their engines, and the inertial thrust allowed them to fly at fantastic speeds. His mission, to find the channel between the two semispheres of Alpha 2.
Tango Sierra 1-3, go ahead.
Everything okay, Captain?
Perfect.
How's the reporter?
Doing fine.
Requesting route check. Present inertial speed 30,000 miles. Coordinate 1-3 in respect to Vega. Estimated intersection point with Alpha 2 on coordinate 4-1 in respect to Earth at 18 degrees. Over.
Correct, but change approximately 3 degrees at intersection point with Alpha 2.
Wilco, I'll request another route check on approach, and let's hope for the best. Radio out. Satellite Zulu Extra 3-4. Satellite Zulu Extra 3-4 calling Bravo Zulu 8. Over.
Bravo Zulu 8-8 to satellite. Zulu Extra 3-4. Go ahead.
Captain, this is Sullivan.
What's the trouble, Sullivan?
About 45 seconds ago, the photonic field around spaceship Alpha 2 came into collision with the asteroids.
Well then?
Alpha 2 has changed her course by 6 degrees in respect to Vega. I'm afraid she'll enter orbit around the Earth before the estimated time.
Can you ascertain her present position?
Yes, I can. High coordinate 27 degrees. Movement of ellipses gradually advancing.
Look out! It's coming towards you!
Yes. It will be on top of us any minute.
What about the men, Sullivan?
They are all on standby, sir. 2 mechanics went out of the space taxi to Solar Mirror Foxtrot 1-2. I ordered them not to come back. Commander,
See if you can save him.
Sullivan, save yourself.
It's too late, sir.
Sullivan! Sullivan! Can you hear me? Sullivan! Sullivan!
Ray,
Al,
don't forget Sullivan in your scoop. Right, Miss? He was never afraid. Since man, even in space, changes his position but not his character. He is what he is, wherever he lives.
what's he mean?
What you're always saying. To himself, every man is a whole world.
Commander, I've been able to locate the position of the space taxi.
Tell it to me.
Coordinate pi 28, 8 degrees in respect to Aldebaran.
We're changing course and we'll try to rescue the survivors.
Bravo Zulu 88 to space taxi Bravo 91. We're coming in to rescue you. Be ready to bail out. Bravo Zulu 88, space taxi Bravo 91. We're coming in to rescue you. Be ready to bail out. Out.
The commander says your boy should rest.
No, Ray. Show them in here. I just wanted to see you boys. Barry, Jackson, I'm glad to see you. Go and get some rest now.
How do you like that, Jackson? He called us boys. Yeah, and he even remembered our names. I didn't think he even knew.
Sir, I'm now 7,000 miles from Alpha 2.
In a few seconds, I'll start firing the rockets.
Miles. 4,500. 4,000. 3,500. 3,000.
It's disintegrated.
I'll try again.
5,000. 4,500. 4,000. 3,500. 3,000. 2,500. 2,000. 1,500. 1,000. 900. 800.
Going to make it.
700. 600. 500. 400. 300. 200.
Fire another rocket.
I'm getting near it, sir.
I've located the channel. I'll try to break through it, Commander. I'm sure that I can get at least 1,500 miles away from the spaceship.
Come back, Al. It's murder.
I'm 2,000 miles away from Alpha 2 now, sir. Let me try.
Al, that's an order.
I'm sorry, sir. But I'm not taking orders anymore.
It's a useless sacrifice.
Son, I'm 1,200 miles away. I don't want to disillusion you. But what would be the use of living if the Earth were destroyed? We'd all be prisoners of space, with no hope of return. 800 miles.
Al, please! After 200 miles, you'll have only a very slight chance to keep on a steady course.
That slight chance challenges me to try. Seconds, I'll know for sure.
Al has succeeded in proving the existence of a channel by the sacrifice of his own life, but we still haven't had a chance.
There's nothing for us to do but follow his lead.
But how, Lucy?
Commander, why don't you request more spaceships equipped with missiles?
It's too late now. They'd never get here in time. Well then, I don't know.
What's that object that keeps appearing on the screen?
It's the space taxi from the disintegrated satellite. It is now circling in orbit around us.
The space taxi. I rode on it once with Al.
Afraid, Lucy?
Yes, for him.
I understand.
I love him, George.
I know.
But love has no meaning anymore, George. Does it?
Perhaps it's the only thing that does matter. The world of human feelings has been much less explored than the whole of the universe put together. But now it's late. What have we been doing all these thousands of years? We've been congratulating ourselves on our progress in going faster and faster and faster. When in reality, we've only been getting further away from ourselves. Lucy, take my place, will you? Where do you think you're going?
Out. In the space taxi.
That's madness.
Maybe so, but it's not half as mad as the idea that brought us to this point.
You are staying here. Listen, Lucy loves you. And Lucy has been and is everything in the world that matters to me. You may not understand it, but for that very reason, I will stop you from going to certain death.
Why stop me? We are all going to get killed anyway.
I'm going to stop you even if I have to use force.
Going to make it. He's picked up the photonic field alongside the channel.
To find my way through the channel, I had to throw to the right and left any loose objects in the space taxi in order to judge the distance between the two curtains of disintegration.
Look, it's insane.
The channel is getting down. Every second.
What's he throwing out?
Plugs, transistors, the spare parts from the mechanic's toolkit.
George, I'm going to make it. I'll get through.
Go on, Ray. Go on. You're nearly there.
I don't have anything else to throw out.
Get rid of everything which isn't essential. Quick!
The path is clear. George, I'm going through.
Ray, hurry! Don't lose time. The hatch is above you, right in the middle of the sphere. Ray, can you hear me? Ray, answer me.
Go ahead, George. I'm listening.
Get into the pilot seat. And disconnect the electronic brain. It should be on the left-hand panel. Turn off everything else.
The pilot's still inside the hibernation cell. Dead.
Disconnect all contacts on the left-hand panel.
George, they're already disconnected.
The electronic brain. Ray, you must disconnect the electronic brain.
I'm standing in front of it. What should I do?
Destroy it. Disconnect the cables.
can't. They won't come loose.
He can cut them. There are emergency tools right under the footrest of the pilot's seat.
Did you hear, Ray? Under the footrest. All right. Quick.
You'd better hurry, sir. We're entering the Earth's gravity zone. Our speed is increasing.
Use a pair of wire cutters. Them, George. Now cut the wires. I'm cutting through the last wire.
Ray's deflector has stopped. Maybe we've made it.
How can you prove that the photonic field has been disintegrated?
There's only one way of telling for certain. We're coming in. We're getting through it.
Ray, we're coming. The nightmare is over.
Hurry up, Ray. We're coming. Get ready to be rescued.
We're alongside you, Ray. Bail out.
The external hatch is jammed. It won't open. It will never open again. Never.
Try again, Ray. Try.
Quick.
He can't open it. He cut the cables. There's no more power inside the ship.
Earth Base 9. Earth Base 9. Earth Base 9 to Bravo Zulu 88. Can you hear us? Over.
Bravo Zulu 88 to Earth Base 9. Go ahead.
Are you all going insane up there? If you keep racing that fast, you'll disintegrate when you reach the Earth's atmosphere. Separate and change your course immediately.
Alpha 2 is out of control. There's a man inside. We're going down to try to rescue him. Spacesuits on. Lucy, take my place. We'll manage.
Ray? Ray?
Lucy,
George and the others are coming to get you out.
I can't hold out any longer. I can't control the oxygen flow.
Use the regulator, Ray.
I don't have it anymore. It was the last thing I threw out into space.
Ray, you must hold out.
Bravo Zulu 88. Bravo Zulu 88. Are you listening?
Roger. Go ahead.
This is an order from the High Command. Stop rescue of Alpha 2 pilot. Change your course immediately or you'll soon enter the atmosphere. Repeat. This is an order from the High Command.
They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what would have happened if Ray... Establish contact again. And we'll stay as close as possible.
Ray, we're very close now. The men are going out.
Too much air. An orgy of air. My thoughts are running wild. Talk to me, Lucy. Everything is spinning.
beside you.
Quick, the Coldplay port here.
What's the use of trying to save the world, Lucy? If I'm going to be lost myself.
No. You can't say this, Ray. You believed more than any of us. Truly believed, Ray. Ray, answer me!
I believed, but there's no faith that can destroy the fear of death.
Ray, Ryan, hang on.
Goodbye, Lucy.
Lucy, we're inside. Be ready to turn the ship. Lucy, unlock the gyros. I'll tell you when to start the engine.
Gyros unlocked.
We're in, Lucy. Be ready. Contact. We've made it, Lucy. Engines at maximum speed.
Now, you're really winning yourself, George.
That's the Earth.
Bo Peep had lost her sheep while out in the meadow green. They wandered close by some wolves who were sly, and soon by these wolves they were seen. One of their kind to look like little Bo Peep. Out he did go with one thought in mind, to capture the poor little sheep.
faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. This amazing stranger from the planet Krypton, the Man of Steel, Superman. Empowered with X-ray vision, possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice, disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
in-flight meal service. Please look in your seat back for our menu, and one of our crew members will stop by shortly for your order. If you'd like to order additional menu items, you may hit the flight attendant call button at any time, and we would be happy to.
Hey guys, welcome back to the cockpit. I just had to do a little cleanup there that I saw. Whoa! That was bright. That shouldn't have been there. So it looks like we got some weather here. First thing we're going to do is we'll get an updated weather for where we're headed. So send in the weather request. And we'll get that off. So I'll show you where we are right now. And then we can take a look at what's coming up. We'll get rid of the VFR map. So here we are. We're just coming up to this waypoint here, Bento. Or Betno. We're going to make this turn here. We're going to head down to a point called Tarid. Now Tarid is our initial point on our approach. You can see it here. So we're coming in down this way. And then we're going to follow it over to Weha. Now Weha, we have to be under 9,000 feet, so that's going to be our target altitude for there. So 9,000 feet for that, and then we're going to follow it along the straight line, slowly descending and slowing down as we go to Aroka. And then you can see here on the ILS from Aroka, we turn down here to BD 111 and then intercept the glide slope to come in. So pretty straightforward approach. The missed approach is we're going to track outbound from the VOR and then turn right to BD 177, and then we head out to Hola, and that's the holding point for ATC instructions. So the thing to remember though is our altitude is going to be 3,000 feet for the missed approach. So let's get the airport up, and we'll just take a quick look at the airport. So we're coming in here on 21 right, and then it's going to be probably down here. Either Mike or Juliet here will be an exit, and then we want to come into the international terminal over here by where the control tower is. So that is the plan. So again, we're going to be aiming for that 9,000 feet at Winha, so that's going to be close to 30,000 feet. We got to drop 28,000 feet. So we're going to start that about 100 miles out from there, and we're pretty much there now. So we're going to set 9,000 feet for our descent, and we'll start down. Still no ATC up at the moment, which I'm perfectly fine with. So to set checklift, MCDU landing performance we'll do in a second. TCAS is set below. Approach briefings complete. Nav aids are done. Anti-ice. We'll put on the engines. We'll see if we get any warnings. EFSND constraints are in place. Seatbelt signs not yet. And we are good to start down. So we're going to head down. We're going to hold at 270. So we can do that now, since that's below our max speed at the moment. So we're going to hold at 270 for our descent. As we head in. So we should have our weather. Print that out. Grab that and we'll take a look. So here's a destination airport, VTDB or BD, 11th of April, 1630. So 25 minutes ago. Winds are 120 at 5. Okay, the winds have started to pick up. Few at 2,000, 26 degrees. And QNH 1014. So 1014, we'll dial into our standby. And we'll come down here, get our data entered in for our destination. So 1014. We'll go into QNH. Temperature of 25 degrees. Winds are 120 at 5 knots. Transition altitude will be 11,000 feet. And for this approach, we're going to be doing a Cat 2, so it will be 150 on the barrel. Alright, so that's all entered in. Seatbelt signs will come on once we're into the 20,000s, which we almost are now. So we'll put the signs on. A little bit of that sunset color coming in. And we're descending below our transition level so we can set the barrel. And our setting is 1014. Alright, and now we're just going to descend down. Terra, there is no restriction. We do have that 8,000 foot restriction coming up, and that's about 80 miles out, so we should be good. We got 20,000 feet to go. So we do got some weather around. Looks like it's going to be a nice sunset landing here. See there on the fly pad the weather we're running through at the moment. It's coming through this bit of a storm cell, and then it should clear out the other side.
To assist with customs at our destination, flight attendants will begin handing out forms momentarily. Please review and complete these forms and keep them with you for presentation upon arrival.
So when we hit Terrid, we'll announce that we are on the arrival. And the WEHA 3 Alpha. And I'll let anyone in the area know that we are here. There doesn't seem to be too much in the area at the moment. Got a feeling it's the wee hours of the morning in real life. Of course, we have adjusted the time to fit within the scenario we're doing. Alright, so we're 2 hours and 35 minutes since pushback. Of course, once we pass 10,000 feet, we're going to have that 250 knot altitude speed restriction for under 10,000. So it's WEHA at 9,000, Dovax at 8,000. Varp under 7,000. Aroka under 5,000. And BD 111 at minimum 2,600. And our platform altitude, oh, we should be able to intercept at 2,600. Our platform altitude is actually 1,600 at Renault. Everything is looking good. Hope everyone enjoyed the flight. Enjoyed the entertainment. I had a double shot of cartoons and then the highly engrossing Assignment Outer Space, our movie of the flight. So look at those lightning effects around. I think they've got to do another pass at fixing the weather in the sim. It's not quite there yet, although it looks absolutely gorgeous. Just, I mean, look at that big clouds off to the distance there. Although a lot of this lightning in the clear is a little bit much. I think that's storm cell there. Look at that orange sky ahead. It's pretty awesome. So there's 18,000 feet, 9,000 to go. We should be okay to reach 9,040 miles. And this is leg 6 of the Kangaroo tour. We've got 4 more legs to go. Should take us 2 days in the scenario. 4 more live streams. And that will end us up in Sydney. Sixteen 16,000 feet. We're 8 miles out from Tarid. And we're still on 122.8. That is more or less a straight in approach. It'll take us right into the intercept point. Bangkok traffic, Qantas 5556 entering the Weehaw Star, or Weehaw 3 Alpha Star for runway 9er right. Currently descending through flight level 128 for flight level 90. Alright, so there's 12,000 feet coming up, so we'll dial back to 260. Beautiful sky color out there again. All right, there's 10,500. So we're going to speed back to 250. It's 10,000 feet, so landing systems are on both sides. Landing lights are on. And runway turnoffs are on. Taxi light is on. Didn't mean to move it that quickly. It's 9,000 feet. Pretty wild colors out there in the sky. So we'll just do a quick rad nav check. 109.3. It's 109.3. We're going to want the VOR in, which is 117.7. That'll be 209 on the course. Put a course in there. No, still can't do that. All right. So turn the VOR 1 on. We have our distance to the airport now. So our next altitude after Weehaw is Dorvax. We have to be at 7,000. Then after Dorvax, we have to
We have begun our
slow.
final descent into Bangkok. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash once
2,200 feet,
Please ensure
or
tables are stowed
220
in a upright position.
knots.
Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat when it's used. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
So VOR1 is pointing towards the Bangkok VOR. Beautiful dusk arrival. So before we land, if we are watching, please consider subscribing, hitting the like button, throwing some comments in the chat. It's all good. Everything that you do helps the channel and is very much appreciated. Alright, so we're 3 miles from Weha. We're going to start our descent to 7,000. Do want to keep the speed up as long as I can because Nick is behind us, so I don't want to crowd him for his approach. All right, heading to Dovax. Leveling at 7,000. That's our minimum here at Dovax. They basically want you between 8 and 7. Dovax will kick our speed back because we got to be under 7,000 at Varp. That's 7 miles, 7 miles. So we'll probably kick in 2,600 at BD 113. 2.5 miles to go. Beautiful view over the city of Bangkok there. You can imagine what this will look like when they come through and do the terrain update with area specific buildings and stuff. When they did Japan, it looked fantastic. So I'm going to activate approach phase. And there's that weird thing with the route. It's very odd. Start slowing down. And we're flying to sort of where we should be going. That's an odd bug. Sending to 2600. So landing checklist. DFIS is as required. ND terrain. Terrain radar is on. Exterior lights are all on. Auto brake will set to low. Spoilers are armed. So it's just flaps. And landing gear, and then the cabin. So not quite picking up the ILS yet. Slow that descent rate a little bit. Ideally, the VNav would have taken us down step by step as programmed. "19 miles from Bangkok." And 109.3 is still programmed in. I think the airport's just behind the pillar there. We'll get a better look in a second as we come around on our turn here. ILS is coming in. India Bravo Kilo Kilo confirmed 109.3, 16 miles. Localizers indicating. It's 3,000 feet. 2600 coming in. So we should be turning to BD 111. There's two airports here at Bangkok. There's the main one that everyone's familiar with, and then there's this one, which I think is the older airport. That's where we're headed. Miles. $1,600. Localizer is showing, glide slope is showing. See the airport beside the highway there, the right mirror, or right window. Some beautiful views over the city. Oh, making a turn. Approach mode is armed. Flaps 1. Bangkok traffic, Qantas 5556 established on the ILS runway 19er right at Bangkok. Except for whatever that was. Interesting.
$2,500.
Flaps 2. That seemed to happen when it hit the flaps. I don't know if that was related or not. I'm getting hesitations here. Not sure exactly what's happening, but we're back. All right, 6 miles, gear down. Thing in the cabin. I don't know if that's supposed to be wind shear or what that is. There's the outer marker. Flaps 3. It's 4 miles. It's a weird pattern in the clouds there.
1,000.
3 miles. Flaps full.
Bangkok traffic, Qantas 2021 overhead, road curve 421 right at Bangkok.
Oh, it is 2-1 right. Oh, where did I get 1? Oh, 19 was the one we took off from. Wow. Not entirely with it today, apparently. And this is the generic Bangkok airport scenery. So we'll see how that goes.
400.
Doesn't look like there's a lot of lights here.
300.
So landing gears down, 3 green. Everything's set. Spoilers are on.
100
No
above.
blue.
200.
We're landing.
Minimum 100. 50. 30. 20. Retard. Retard.
And 60 knots. Reversers off. Okay, we're gonna have to go down to Papa now. It's coming up here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bangkok. The local time is 6:56 p.m. and it's currently about 26 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices.
Bangkok traffic, Qantas 5556 is clear, runway 21 right.
And the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us and we hope to see you again soon.
Alright. So we're going to work our way down towards the terminal. And while we do that, we will clean up the airplane. So radar off, PWS off, transponder off, TCAS to standby, flaps will come up, and speed brake will come in. And we'll go overhead lights. They'll come off. Taxi lights on, strobes off. Alright, so we're going to keep going a little bit further. We're going to taxi in at India. So Kila will be the next one on the left. That's the domestic terminal. Actually, we're going to go in at hotel, so that's 2 down. That'll take us right into the international terminal. There's the domestic terminal coming up. This is Kilo. And we're going to go...
Bangkok traffic, speed Qantas 2021, established to runway.
Not the next one, but the one after, and that will be the international gates. Don't see Nick yet. So he's established. We're not picking up his lights. And I'm going to start the APU just in case. This is India and the end of the domestic terminals or domestic gates. So as I said, we're going to go up to Hotel, which is the next one on the left, and that'll take us into the international gates. Should be 6 gates in there. We'll see what we get. So we actually arrived 8 minutes early. Alright, so there's no jetways here, it's just buildings. Oh no, maybe we do have jetways on this side. Yeah, we got jetways. Alright, so let's, I'm going to turn you off, but I'm going to keep the taxi light on because it's just too dark. Can't see a thing in here. And we'll take this one right here. Again with the lightning. And yeah, you can see how the gates are positioned here. Oh. I'm going to stop right here. Although I know that's not right. I'm not going to run into the building. So there we go. So let's shut her down. Nose wheel lights are off. Landing lights are all off. Parking. So parking brake on. Nav aids are all off. Oop. There we go. FCU is fine. Flight directors are off. Auto thrust is off. Autopilot's off. ND is set to 10. Anti-ice is off. APU is on. Engine masters come off. Fuel pumps. Fuel pumps will go off. Turn on the interior dome light. Beacon light is off. I don't know why you're still on. Seatbelt signs can come off. That will come off. External power not available. And I think that is going to do it for us today. So, not sure if Nick is down yet. I think he is. But I'm not seeing him Oh no, there he is. I have no lights on him, but I can see him getting off the taxiway there. Well, that's going to do it for us today. We are getting there on this tour, heading to Australia. Look forward to seeing you on the next one. It will be next Friday. Until then, we will catch you later. Bye for now.